Hello, welcome to this new video. My name is Martina Vincenzi and I am the founder of the VIP Flight Attendant Academy Private Jet Coach. Today I would like to talk to you about the relationship between flight deck and cabin on board the private jet. Well, if I should describe that in a very simple terms, that's verbal. Probably the word that I will use is verbal, also direct. This is because there is no door in the flight deck, so the cockpit is walkable, the cockpit is free, is open, and anybody can actually go to the pilots and speak to them during the entire flight. This actually makes the communication and the relationship, the connection between cockpit and cabin very easy, very direct again, and verbal. So we basically just talk to each other. This is also because in the majority of the private jets, the flight attendant seat do not include an interphone. So there is basically no way that they can actually give us a call. They just turn themselves to the back and wave at us, or sometimes, let's say, if I am away from the cockpit, so let's say I'm in the back of the cabin doing something, they just make a sound in the cabin that could be turned off and then on again, either the fasten seatbelt sign or the no smoking sign. So that's a sign for me that they require me. Normally we do that when we do not have any customers on board. Otherwise, any type of sound in the cabin is not really appropriated unless it's necessary. So yeah, any extra sound rather than the normal operations is not happening on board the private jet. That's why, for example, we do not even have announcements going on a private jet, and this is probably the best part, one of the best parts of flying private, because all the announcements is really so annoying, and yeah, the fact that you just have silence and you can enjoy is much better. Well, so how does it work? Normally we have, obviously two pilots sitting in the front, one captain and one first officer. Not necessarily there are actually a first officer. There might be also two captains flying together, because, you know, it can be a line training, it could be maybe a line check or whatever else, or just it happened that the only two available pilots in order to perform the flights were two captains. So there you go, you have two captains flying together. Well, the one sitting on the left-hand side is the one on charge of the flight. You know, they might even swap. Normally the same captain sitting on the left, she will stay on that seat for the entire day, and then maybe they swap the following day. However, so the one on the left is the one that you have to refer to regarding any communication related to the flight itself, because he/she is the responsible of the flight. We, as I say, we speak. So it's just, you know, you need to know their names, or this is actually highly recommended, highly valuable that you know their names. And you just speak directly with them. You know, because there is this very huge interaction between flight deck or cockpit and cabin on board a private jet, the pilots are actually very present in the life during the flight itself. Sometimes, you know, they can even come to the back and speak with the customers. And they are also very present with you. So it is, it happens quite often, I have to say, that the pilots offer to help you after the flight with all the post-flight duties. Post-flight duties is basically cleaning the jet. So they might, you know, help you out in vacuuming the carpet, or polishing the tables, or, you know, taking the trash out, or things like that. So this is probably one of the biggest differences I found, you know, in between pilots in the commercial airlines and the pilots on board the private jet. They are also, not always, but very often, familiar with the galley and with the cabin features, so they can also help themselves in you know, getting things out from the cabin. So they know where the coffee is, they know how to operate the coffee machine and things like that. So it's really very much like, how can I say, at the same level. Okay, we are all at the same level. This is the feeling that is mainly felt in a crew on board a private jet. And the majority of the private jet, not all of them, but the majority of the private jet are operated as a single flight attendant operations. So normally I am the only one in the cabin, and the crew is composed by 3, so the 2 pilots and me. And yeah, this is even nicer because it's just a very small team, a very small group of people, and you know, we get along with each other normally quite well. It's easy to relate. So we actually live also our life, our free time together. You know, when we are out for a layover, maybe we go to the cinema together. Maybe, yeah, normally all the meals are spent together. But of course, you are not you're not forced to do so. But this is, you know, the normal life. I remember back in my days in the airline, I was actually spending a lot of time by myself and not engaging with the crew at all. And here in the private aviation, it's completely different. Still, it's up to you, obviously. But yeah, we tend to, you know, keep company to each other and be there for each other. So this is how it works. I have to say I really like it, and it's again, it feels very different because the fact that there is no door, you know, even the interaction between the customers of a private jet and the cockpit is very open. So the clients might go to the front to say hello or to ask questions to the pilots, and they just answer to them. So they are involved very much into the flight, into the service, into the relationship and interaction with the customers. So this is how our normal life, our regular day works like. I hope this can clarify a little bit more how it works on a private jet. As always, if you have any questions related to the corporate industry, the corporate jet industry, feel free to contact me anytime. I would be very happy to answer all of your questions. Also, please subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any of my future videos. And that's all for now. So I send you baci baci.